software to tell us if we're transferring it for odd reasons. There's actually a lot of companies, and another one, Floor Systems is one of them, actually has software which watches crowds. And if there's odd behavior in crowds, the software takes a still, puts a circle around that still, and security guards act. So for instance, if someone sits down and leaves a piece of luggage and walks off, that picture will be isolated. So ARST's an interesting one. They actually keep track of everything you're doing as an employee, all your IMs, all your emails, every email you send out of the company, every transaction out of the company, and if they compare that to similar patterns of corporate spies, and so they identify you if they think you're a corporate spy or not. Nice Systems does some similar stuff. They also sell surveillance cameras and so on. It's another company, CSR, China Surveillance and Security, that sets up entire cities in China so that every citizen can be spied on, and they're public here in the U.S. Because capitalism rules here, and Big Brother was born there, and now it's moving here. So here's some more terrorism ones. Analogic, ALOG, scans every inch of your luggage when it goes through the airport. Not the Envision scanners that you go to take on the plane, but when you actually check your luggage, the analogic scanners scan everything. So, eventually, all good things come to an end. Here's Paris Hilton, and how she might look 3 years from now. And, tens of millions of people, almost 80 million people are baby boomers that are starting to hit retirement age, and they're starting to, start having more needs and demands on the system, whether it's health care or Social Security or whatever. So, this has nothing to do with the economy, but there's going to be billions and trillions of dollars spent handling the needs of aging baby boomers. And of course, the most important is going to be in healthcare, but also there's going to be, more demands on everything from healthcare to the funeral industry to so on. Now, as a sidebar, I'm going to explain what this statistic is in a second. I didn't title this statistic. There's this website, Google.com. You might have heard of it a little bit, but they have a little subsite called trends.google.com where you can actually type in a phrase and see how many people have searched on that phrase during a period of time. So I could type in James Altucher, and I could see how many people have searched the phrase James Altucher over the past couple of years. So what's interesting is I typed in a phrase to see how often it's been searched, and it spiked in around October 08 to an all-time high, and then settled down in the Q1 of 09. And the phrase is suicide methods. And so what you see is that people were searching on the phrase suicide methods in the exact inverse correlation to the stock market. So when people say, oh, we should never have done a bailout, or we shouldn't prop up Wall Street's different from Main Street, it's not really true. Like, people on Main Street own stocks. People on Main Street want the stock market to do well. And if it doesn't do well, if it crashes like it did, the worst crash since the Depression, people respond accordingly. They get upset, and they type in phrases like suicide methods to Google. So, but here are some companies